channel, take two, as they say. But listen, we're live, and this is going to be live lemonade. So you're going to have to give me a moment. Let me share the video out. But I do want to welcome you in. If you've heard about there's somebody on YouTube cooking lemonade, we're coming over from a couple other platforms. So again, I want to welcome you in. We just finished staging a couple of meals for the week. We call it staging because it's not necessarily meal prepping in the sense that you know meal prepping, meaning that we just tried to get our meals to the point where if it only takes us about 30 to 45 minutes to get a nice dinner or even a lunch done. So meal staging is something we do as soon as the groceries come in. And during this time, everybody's ordering, everybody's delivering, so you're kind of surprised about what you get. It's like, oh, we got everything on the list. So it felt like Christmas in here the last couple of days because we didn't have a lot of substitutions. We actually got all the groceries we wanted. And some things that have been hard to get. So I'm really excited about that. So, I know for those of y'all watching in the future, like, dang, what kind of times they were living in, honey? It's quarantine time. We're in the middle of COVID. And looking over my shoulder here, you see I've got a lot of lemonade. And so I have become known as lemonade. I can't go anywhere unless somebody's talking to me about lemonade. Um, give you a little bit of backstory. We started making lemonade through, again, a lot of the trends that have been online, a lot of the recipes and so forth. And we found that while we tried it for detoxing, we actually loved it as a home beverage because we wanted to dial back some of the conveniences that we have that literally has us spoiled to the point that we were eating too many artificial flavors and processed foods and so forth. And so I started making lemonade, and then I started making it for myself and for friends and for family. And now everybody just happens to love it, and they always expect it. So when they come over or come reach into the fridge and the pitcher is empty, because you know how y'all leave the empty pitcher in the fridge, or it gets down, it has a little bit of fruit. Like, this is how much was left in the pitcher today, and so I made myself a drink. Hey there, I'm talking to folks over on Instagram. So what I'm going to do here, and I actually started and I had to restart, but I've got about 4 lemons, and this is going to be a real good home batch. What I'm going to do is I want to make enough for the family pitcher. I'm going to make enough for a detox carafe, a carafe that I'm going to consider to be detox. Because this one's going to be sweetened according to our dietary restrictions. I'm going to have unsweetened carafe. Then I'm going to have mommy's, what I call mommy's pint, right? Like mommy's pint, meaning like don't touch it, like mommy's pint. That's mommy's pint. You know what I mean. And look, I already had one because we had a live stream earlier, and we decided to have cocktails when we get together. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute, I forgot to eat breakfast, so I was a little woozy on the live stream. So I'm going to make mommy's pint. See, I can reach in the cabinet, and you guys should also be able to start saving your glass jars, all right? So we're going to make mommy's pint, a detox carafe, and we're going to do enough to have our pitcher. This one is going to be raspberry, meaning that I'm going to add some raspberries to it. So I've got raspberries there. And I'm using 4 lemons in this one because as you saw, I need enough to go around. So I really want to get about 4 quarts. 2 quarts for this, the pint, and then, of course, the carafe. And then I'll have enough also to make ice. And for those who like ice in their glass, the ice will also be lemonade. It's a lot. But it wouldn't be a YouTube if it wasn't a lot. So what we're going to do, and one of the reasons people love watching this, is because we don't squeeze out lemon. We literally deconstruct the lemon. Complicated. Got to make it complicated. Right? Or else it wouldn't be, there'd be no reason. If I just came in and squeezed the lemon and made lemonade, who wants to see that? But what we're going to do, I'm going to go on here, and I want you to do the same. Thank you so much for those of you that do that. What I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to click a couple of shares, guys. So if you would bear with me while I do that. And also if you would do the same. Hopefully you have already subscribed to the channel and you just got a couple of notifications. And you can also come over and join us in the live chat. And give me a second while this is trying to load. We'll get that. Won't let that hold us up. And hopefully that's the right one. No, that's can't be the right one, is it? I guess it could be. Yeah, there it is. I'm sorry, they just put an ad on there already. So let's do that live lemonade. And I'll share that. And then we're going to put it a couple other places. Please put it on a couple places for me so we'll get that shared. I'm going to give a good copy and paste on that. Because what is social media without influence? Without influence, y'all. And you are the influence. So please let people know that you are watching and that you enjoy. Thank you so much for all your feedback. I will try and greet everyone as they come in as well. So now let me go over here and figure out what I did over there. Because I know I messed up the first, like I said, take two. Because I messed it up. So let me do that. Let me delete that one. I have been a YouTuber since I think I'm about 10 or 12 years now on YouTube. So I have an array of things out there. So kitchen is only but part of the series. Now let me just go back over here and see if I can get that posted. The kitchen is only part of the series. We have done a number of things. Semi-retired blogger. Start there. Okay. Traded in red carpets for recipes, celebrities for cooking. There we go. Alrighty. We are almost there, y'all. Bear with me. Traded in red carpet movie premieres. I still try and go to a couple of the movie premieres. That's not, as they say never. If everybody else can come out of retirement, I can too. So I may come out of retirement, but right now I love hanging out with you guys in the kitchen. Every day, I have to tell a celebrity, look, no, can I come to your studio? I'm like, that's not a studio, that's my kitchen. It's like, no. But then they want to come and cook. And I'm like, I'm not turning down no food. Okay, so here's what I have here. Let me tell you. We deconstruct the lemon. We will zest the lemon, and then we'll peel the lemon. We'll discard the pith, the white part, and then keep just the zest and then the inside pulp of the lemon. Okay. So what I've done is I have my trusted tool here, and this is what I use. I'm not Martha Stewart or any of the chefs, so I am not well versed in using one of these. For me, this was like cutting up my nails and my knuckles. But I found this from Good Grips, and not affiliated or anything like that. It has on the edge a really great zester for small zest, but then it has this nodule here in the middle there to cut the channels of the fruit. And so what I've done is I have gone through my first lemon here. This particular recipe, because I'm doing so much, I'm doing about 4 quarts. I usually do 1 lemon per quart or 2 lemons, depending on the variety of lemon we have at the time. Because, in order to go all year long, all season long, drinking lemonade, your variety, the source that you have, unless you are growing your own. And if you grow, the lemon trees, they don't bear fruit all year long. So, and then I don't even know that, but I know I grew up with grandparents that garden, and I know food has a season. But like again, I said we become spoiled and accustomed to having these things all the time because they're shipped all over the world, and we expect them in the grocery store. The best thing about making lemonade like this from scratch, right now my kitchen smells absolutely wonderful, and I am a citrus addict. I love smelling lemonade. Okay, so I have to have, and as a matter of fact, I took a wonderful workshop this weekend to learn how to make lemon soap, because I want to do every essence of a lemonade. Okay, and so I will be making a nice lemonade soap. I spent the morning sourcing out suppliers, and I will have some ingredients coming up in here. We'll try out my first batch very soon and very soon. So again, what I'm doing, and let me show you what my zest looks like. And if you've seen any of my recipes already, so that's what I'm doing is I am cutting these little channels in the lemons. And lemons are all shapes and sizes. I am more particular. I love thin skin lemon. But because the process, I use a peeling process, and this is a home batch, so I'm not wearing my gloves and all of that. This is for here at the house. Um, I find that these with the thicker skin are easier to peel. Now, you gotta be willing to go away from your favorites in order to try this stuff. But the question of the day is, why aren't we drinking real fruit? That's the question of the day. So now I love the lemonade. I make it. Hello there, you guys coming in. I will mix it with the second fruit. And I was talking earlier about how we got started on the lemonade. Like everybody else, we were out there trying to juice and detox and all of that. But we found that we love the lemonade as just a family beverage, and so it's something we always keep around. But one of the reasons we started only lemonade, or more so on the lemonade, because if you've tried juicing, you know it takes a lot of equipment. Yes, I have all that equipment in my cabinets, but it takes a lot of ingredients to get just some really good ounces of juice, right? It takes a lot of ingredients. And so, especially in a time like this, for those of you watching in the future, we're smack dab in the middle of COVID-19, which is 2020. We are smack dab in the quarantine. We are at home, we're quarantining, so I have a lot of lemons because I got a whole lot of time to make some lemonade. This particular batch, I would normally use 3, but I'm using 4. So when I was juicing, and I go to putting all that fruit up in there and all that spinach up in there, and still end up with just a mere ounces, it would take so much just to get 32 ounces of juice. But I'm like, wait, with just 2 lemons, I can get 2 quarts, 1 lemon per quart. I can get, so to go from ounces to quarts. And then on top of that, I can just add in additional fruit, because you'll know once you're juicing all of your juices, so that you can get it down. All of them start with a fruit base, either using a whole lot of apples, or if you're citrus based, you're using lemon, lime, or grapefruit, right? Because you want to wash away the flavor of the raw vegetables. Don't lie, you do, okay? So with that, I was like, wait a minute. I'm like, it's like shredding up money going into those juicers. But the thing about it is, why not have something? I'm not a nutritionist, not a chef, not trying to play one on live stream, but why not have that stuff in our system all the time? And a lot of the problems we have is simply because we don't keep these things ordinarily in our diets on the regular, right? We always rush when we don't feel good. We rush and try to rush the vitamin C in us. We rush and try to build up our immune system. And again, because I've been on the juicing kick, I got a whole bunch of books about juicing. This is one of my favorites because it has an element chart, it has a recommended daily allowance chart, but it also has a breakdown as to what each fruit and vegetable is going to give us and what we're going to get out of it. So by keeping lemon and lime in our system, we maintain healthy levels of potassium and vitamin C. And for me, no matter what health kick or fad I was on at the time, I still would end up with issues of cholesterol. So lemons and limes, they lower your cholesterol and they're anti-cancer. Now again, I'm just reading from these recommended daily allowances, which is why all this stuff is printed on the back of all the fruits and vegetables and foods that we purchase, so that we can have some kind of knowledge on it. Okay, I'm just saying. I was one of those people. I started working out and I started drinking a particular brand of water. Next thing you know, I had an autoimmune disease because the particular brand of water I was drinking had too much sodium in it. But I'm like, it's water. Why is there sodium in there? Why does it even have ingredients on the back of water? You know, water comes from one place, one source. How did all this stuff get in it, right? So I ended up with an autoimmune disease, and then of course, like everybody else, I saw the videos, the food videos, the fat, sick, nearly dead, and all those things. And I went out and I bought the juices and started buying all the produce. And I was like shredding up all that stuff. And I said, well, you know, these seasons of detoxing here and there, what can I really do to keep something in my system so that I don't have to go and rush it every time I don't feel good or I don't feel bad or I can't flip the switch. My metabolism's doing that. My thyroid's doing this. I'm going. What can I do? I'm going. and that was a lemonade, right? And then so I was making my pitcher of lemonade, and I remember, well, my granddaddy used to always have his lemonade. And then my family started drinking my lemonade. I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna have to go get a pitcher and make them their lemonade. And then we just started to really enjoy it. And I like taking the time to make it therapeutic and so forth. So I venture around from the different fruits I add to it. With this one, we're gonna put in some raspberries. So I would look at my chart and see where, well, the raspberries is going to give me magnesium, potassium, and vitamin C. It's good for regulating your menstrual cycle. It's antiviral, and it helps with weight loss, right? So if you are going to flip the script and try to go in the other direction, it's definitely something that you want to have. I also have some blueberries in there. I'm going to do a batch of blueberries. Antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, anticoagulant, combats diarrhea, antibacterial, and anti-aging. Keep them blueberries, okay? A lot of people really love the blackberry lemonade. This is the last of the blackberry batch that I have there. This cup is full of blackberries because those are the blackberries that were left in there. But the blackberry is real popular right now, especially during this time, because it's an antioxidant, boosts the immune system, and is anti-aging, okay? And I'm like, y'all, how did we get away from eating our fruits and berries? Okay, so enough talking. Now that here's all my lemon zest, and I'll show you guys that. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go over here to the, well, I guess I'm going to stay over this way since, let me grab something to put my trash in there. So I'll stay here on camera. So what I'm going to do now is go ahead and just peel off the pits on the lemon. Remember I said this part we discard it, and it's really easy to peel. The thicker lemons are. The thin skinned one, they take a little effort, but it just comes right off. And see that? Because we're going to cook our lemonade, we're going to steep our lemonade like tea. Once I peel these lemons, they will simply become nature's tea bag. And I'm going to put them in my water over there, and we will get that going in just a second. I just realized I didn't hear it boiling there behind me. I don't want it to necessarily boil, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on, and I'm going to time it out 20 minutes and so forth. What I'm doing now is I'm just cleaning up this lemon, trying to get as much of the pith off that I can. And once I get that off, what will happen is when I put my lemon slices, because I'm then therefore going to thereafter I'm going to slice these up. So when I steep them in my water, and once it's ready, they will simply come apart, and I will have all of that good pulp. So I'm doing 4 lemons because I'm doing a larger batch here, and also because I got a good supply of lemon, and I don't want these to go bad. But try to take off as much. Look at the juices just coming out this one. Oh my God! Try to take off as much of the white part that you can, because when we first started, we used to just take the whole lemon and just slice it. We didn't even bother to zest it or any of that. We just took the lemon and sliced it. And what we were getting from your feedback, people were saying, they were, we're all in different places all over the world, and they were saying, some people saying they had an aftertaste, they had a little bitter, can't get past the bitterness. And we were like, okay, well, where is that bitterness coming from? Let's begin to dive into this. And so we said, well, I know from baking you use a lot of lemon zest, and it's like the best thing ever. So maybe we should try to use lemon zest. So even then we said, okay, it's still something giving us, just not, there's something in there. And we discovered that it was this white part. But when was the last time you peeled a fruit? When was the last time you actually literally took a piece of fruit and peeled it? Now, I've been peeling lemons for a minute now, since I've been making this lemonade, and it's just the best thing ever. It's literally like the best thing ever. Like what else would I be doing right now? Well, there's a whole lot I could be doing right now. I am procrastinating on mopping, but why don't I get my, see that? Just listen to that. Can y'all hear that? See, I know y'all like ASMR. There you go right there. Should I make an ASMR video peeling lemons? Probably should. Huh? Did I stumble on something? Hello there. All my folks over there on Instagram looking in. So we're peeling our lemon. And that's the Island Kitchen. What? Over there. What was your name again? Island Fresh. I believe. I'm trying to read it in that light, and I can't really see. There's a big light behind there, guys. All right. So help me out. You see what I'm doing? I want to. I attended a. Did I say it on this one that I attended a soap makers conference this weekend, and in that we are putting a halt to our lemonade because we were beverage. We were getting ready to enter the beverage catering arena, and in that, since we have COVID going on, I said, okay, well now it's better time than any to go ahead and learn to make soap. So we'll be going in that direction. But I wanted to fit within the kitchen and the lemon thing that we have going on until events and stuff come back. Alrighty. Again, I'm just trying to take my time and peel off as much as I can. And again, there are some recipes, even though I'm making raspberry here. We've tried blueberry, raspberry, blackberry. We've even tried with different herbs. Herbs are really, of course, I got a chance to one of the sessions at the Soap Makers Conference. I was trying to give y'all some more ASMR. One of the sessions at the Soap Makers Conference was on herbs, and I thought that was really neat because even though they use a lot of these things for soap, I use a lot of them for lemonade. So that was like perfect for me there. So what I have, so we did. There's a coffee shop in East Atlanta that has, look at that, oh, and just a feel of real fruit. There's a coffee shop that does a basil lemonade, and so we tried basil lemonade. We of course tried mint, like the mojitos. We thyme. We did one with thyme, which is also one. There's a lemonade brand here that does one with lots of herbs and so forth. But again, this is the norm for what's in our fridge to drink. Okay, always some lemonade. So it started out as a health kick, as a fad, as a new diet, this, that, and the other. But it has ended up being take some time and have some real fruit. So, and talking to you guys, I haven't cleaned these up as much as I like. But you hear my dog snoring over there. He snuck his way into the room over there, and I can hear him snoring. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to give this a slice. I'm going to set my tray up, and I will show you what the tray looks like before I get ready to put it into the pot, and then I'm going to let you guys go. I'm not going to hold you guys too long, but what I'm going to do with this, and again, the recipes are already on YouTube because I don't know where the live video is going to land, as opposed to, I know it's going to land right on the timeline and so forth, but I'm going to fix my tray here. And so, and just to let you know, recipe-wise, I am going to put all of this as is into my pot that I have about 3.5 to 4 quarts of water there. The pot on the stove there, you guys have seen it a number of times. So here we have our lemon slices, and I'll show you how gorgeous they are. I'll turn that around for you. And what's going to happen, one of the reasons I sliced this is because, again, it's going to break up to just being absolute pulp. And when I go to stir it, once I boil it and let it steep and then stir it, it's going to just simply become absolute lemon pulp that'll be in there. I'm going to put these raspberries on here just for the show. I hate putting these raspberries on my cutting board because they do color. It rinses off. I mean, it's real fruit. So I'm not going to use it. Well, I am doing a little extra, so I'll put a little extra on there as well. All right. And probably a little bit more. All right. And let me tell you, now I'm doing lemon, but lime, raspberry lime is a whole thing. And every time I think about it, I keep forgetting to order more lime because the raspberry lemonade is good, but raspberry lime, let me tell you, and I made that one, and I consider that the more masculine of scents and flavors, lime with raspberry. It was something about it reminded me of a man's aftershave. Now, keep in mind, all throughout life, we got all these flavors, all these scents, and all that kind of stuff. And when I made it, because I had some lime, my daughter just did a bartending class. She said, "Mama, got plenty of lemons and limes left. I'll drop them by." And I was like, "What on earth am I gonna do with those limes, honey?" Let me tell you, I did a raspberry lime, and it was. I gotta catch that message. Hey, hush. I did raspberry, lime, and I'm telling you, when you get a whiff of it, a scent of it, bringing that cup up, it's something so familiar about it, and I can't figure it out, but I think it reminded me, it was very masculine, and it reminded me of a man's aftershave. All right, on that note, guys, here's your tray of real fruit. All you gotta do is you're gonna put it in your water. Now, you're gonna start with half of this, okay? I'm using 4 lemons, the zest of 4 lemons, and I'm using an abundance of raspberries. 1 lemon per quart is really good. And if you're gonna make a good 2 quart, do 2 to 3 lemons, depending on where your lemons are sourced. 2 to 3 lemons. Deconstruct it. Make it a little complicated because ain't nothing like having somebody really appreciate the effort you put into something. But this is the flavor. You want to get rid of the pith. You want to get rid of that white part. If you look at a slice of lemon, you got the lemon pulp, you got the pith, the white part, and you got the outer yellow part. What you want going in your lemonade is the yellow part and the lemon. So let me bring that up a little closer there. See if we can get our camera. There we go. Not too close. But I want you to see that slice. Hold on. Let me get you on the slice there. Ooh, isn't that cute? Look at that. See that? So all of those little pellets, I guess we call them, all those little pellets are going to be, ooh, look at that. On that note right there, that shot right there, I'm going to tell y'all bye. I'm going to go put this in some hot water. I'm going to let it boil, rolling boil for about 20 minutes, right? Or a little bit less, depending what you want it to get that real rolling boil going. Quickly turn it off. When you turn it off, you're going to cover it. And I'm going to actually cook this covered, right? I usually cook it uncovered because I live stream it. But I'm going to cook this covered. So you take this, put this in your water. Sorry, we got some situations going on. Y'all know I'm a blogger, so I need to catch up with that. Okay, I'll get that. So, put this in your water, 20 minutes or until you get a nice rolling boil, meaning you can see all of the fruit like a washing machine. Turn that off and cover it if you don't already have it covered. You don't want to you want to watch it kind of so it doesn't boil over, depending on the pot that you're using, right? Don't let it boil over, and don't let it actually cook, right? Just let it steep. Let it come to a rolling boil. Turn it off, and then let it steep for 20 to 30 minutes, okay? Come back, take that lid off. You're going to see what's in that pot. You're going to be too excited. You're going to be too excited. That's going to be your beverage. You're going to be like me, drinking real fruit, all right? I'll be back. And listen, I'll post in my stories on all platforms what this batch looks like, all right? All right, y'all. Bye.